Hello everyone, this is Tim Hortons Cup Series here. In today's video, I will be going through all 36 races in the 2020 NASCAR season and pick out one driver who finished higher than they normally do. That was kind of an underdog finish, so make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy it. This did take a while to make. Starting out with the Daytona 500, David Reagan somehow managed to finish fourth. He didn't miss a race after his retirement until the race 2 of the season at Las Vegas. He retired full-time racing after the 2019 season, but came back for the Daytona 500 in a one-off race, driving the number 36 Select Lines Ford for Rick Ware Racing, and managed to survive the last lap chaos to finish behind Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Chris Buescher. For Las Vegas, it could have done any number of drivers because it looked like it was going to be an exciting duel at the end with 6 to go between Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney as Bowman was catching up. But Ross Chastain spun to bring out the caution, and pit road, there was split decisions on whether or not to pit. Logano stayed out and won the race, and there was a under the yellow flag. But there were so many underdog finishes. Matt Benedetto getting second, Stenhouse third, Austin Dillon fourth, Johnson fifth, Bubba sixth, and Ty Dillon getting a top 10. But I'm gonna pick Bubba Wallace in this because he only had one finish better that season, and it was fifth at Daytona. For Auto Club, the finishing order was pretty straightforward, but I'm gonna pick Alex Bowman because that was his only win of the season, and he dominated, which was pretty surprising considering that he only has 2 career wins in 3 seasons at Hendrick Motorsports. Daniel Suarez got his 4th best finish of the season in the last race before the COVID break of 21st at Phoenix. Next came the break, but then right immediately after that, Tyler Reddick and John Nemechek both got top 10s at Darlington, with Reddick finishing 7th and Nemechek finishing 9th. But John Hunter Nemechek drives for Front Row Motorsports, which is not nearly as good of a team as RCR, and Reddick was a 2-time reigning Xfinity Series champion. And Darlington is a very tough track to master. That was pretty amazing. The race mostly remembered for Kyle Busch turning Chase Elliott. Christopher Bell was able to finish 11th when he was struggling. Ross Chastain showed his wheelsman ability by putting a Spire Motorsports car in 21st place during the Coca-Cola 600. In the Charlotte Kilometer race, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. managed to finish 4th on pure speed. I was so surprised by this for JTG Daugherty Racing. Timmy Hill was able to get a 19th place finish at the Bristol Motors Speedway in an MBM Motorsports car. Atlanta was a pretty boring race and had a straightforward finishing order, but Matt Kenseth finished 15th and he struggled a lot. Driving the 2020 version of his famous car, Corey LaJoie finished 18th at Martinsville. At Homestead, there were 4 dominant cars. Denny Hamlin, who won, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, and the rookie who didn't even make the playoffs, Tyler Reddick. Even though he thought the race was only 266 laps, he still managed to finish the race in 4th place. And yes, that picture is McMahon's channel banner. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. almost won a photo finish at the first Talladega race. Christopher Bell got his first career top 5 at the first Pocono race of that doubleheader. At the second race of the doubleheader, there weren't many underdog finishes, but Matt Kenseth got a 12th place finish. His best finish of the season ended up being at Indianapolis of 2nd, which was a huge surprise, and by far his best finish. We thought that maybe that would turn the season around, but it didn't. I can confidently say that Cole Custer's 4-wide pass for the win at Kentucky was the biggest underdog win of the season. The second biggest underdog win of the season, I believe, came the next week at Texas, with Austin Dillon holding off Tyler Reddick to get the win. J.J. Ely finished 22nd for Rick Ware Racing, unsponsored, at Kansas. Cole Custer had a solid 8th place run at New Hampshire. Bubba Wallace found his way into the top 10 at the first race of the Michigan doubleheader, with a 9th place finish. There weren't really any surprising finishes in the second race of the doubleheader, but Newman got 13th. Austin Dillon had to sit out the Daytona road course due to testing positive for COVID, and Casgrove filled in for him. In his first career race, he finished 7th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got a solid top 10 finish at Dover. Johnson was able to hold on to a 3rd place finish in the second of the doubleheader weekend. Daytona usually has plenty of underdogs, and the Coke 0400 was no exception, with Brendan Gaughan finishing 8th. Austin Dillon started out the playoffs strong, finishing right behind Kevin Harvick in 2nd at Darlington and leading many laps at Richmond and finishing 4th place. Ryan Preece had a really tough 2020 season, but because of a caution coming out during green flag pit stops, it really messed up the running order, and Ryan Preece was able to finish the race in 9th place. The same thing happened again at Las Vegas, where there was a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. Some drivers stayed out hoping for that, and it happened. Kurt Busch took advantage of that to get the win, and Matt DiBenedetto took advantage of that to get a 2nd place finish. Ty Dillon took advantage of the wild, unpredictable Talladega and managed to finish 3rd. It set him up for the stage win at the Charlotte Roval the next week. The Charlotte Roval finishing order was pretty straightforward. However, the stage 1 order was not, because some people decided to pit under the competition caution for regular tires and some didn't. Those who did pit took advantage of it and got out front. One of those who did was Timmy Hill, who managed to get 5th place. Kansas didn't really have many surprises, but Bowman finishing 3rd in the Dirty Air 400 was good for that team who struggled most of the summer. Christopher Bell finished 3rd at Texas and maybe even had a chance to win the race if he had been able to keep his speed and from the middle of stage 3 to the end of stage 3. Plus, he had a really cool paint scheme, throwing it back to Levine's first race in their home state of Texas. Kansas, who struggled all year, had a decent finish at Martinsville because there were really no underdogs at 13th place. The highest finisher, not in the championship or in the championship race, was a guy who didn't even make a playoffs, Jimmy Johnson, in his final race. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. And if the subscribe button is red, make sure you click that. If it is gray, then you are a cool person, especially if the bell is filled in and there's 2 lines next to it. Let me know if what picks you disagree with, because there's bound to be some. Some were difficult because there weren't really any underdog finishes in that race. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Say goodbye.